How's it going, bros? Today I'm going to be watching a silly video called Reactions to Currency. Now, what you may realise is that the handsome guy sort of in the middle right of the screen is me. I made this video end of last year, and my good friend, my good colleague, my good man, Bradley Inglis, has reacted to this video. So I feel like it's only fitting to react back to his video reacting to my video. But what I'm going to do is explain currency as you're watching it, explain the law of this video. So I'm just going to jump straight in.
Hello, my friends.
Hello, Bradley.
Welcome back to my channel.
Thank you, Bradley.
So today we're going to be watching this very big YouTuber, big time money.
He makes a good point there, because for those of you who don't know, I'm not only the biggest YouTuber on the platform, I'm actually the only YouTuber. It's actually in my about section. If you don't believe me, you can go and check. There are no other YouTubers, it's just me. That's a fun fact. So what he says there is true. I can confirm that.
I'm yet to watch this. I've had it open for a while, waiting to watch it, but I'm yet to watch it. So, let us watch it. Very good background.
How many? Wow, that's loud.
At least 2.
I don't know if you guys picked up on that. What Bradley just did, just there, is he made a joke. In fact, let's rewatch that, just for those of you who didn't catch that.
At least 2.
Did you get that? Did you get that? So what he's done there, well, I mean, quite clearly there's more than 2. I mean, come on, Bradley. You know, he's being silly. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the joke is that he's doing it intentionally. From what I'm aware, he's not being totally serious about that. He's making a sort of joke about the fact that there's obviously more than 2 days until Christmas, but technically 350 days is at least 2 days. So he's not wrong by what he's saying, but he's also significantly far off in a humorous way. So I think that's intentional, but let me know in the comments if you agree. Here comes the balloon. This is my favorite part right here.
Whoa.
What the fuck? Dollars.
Well, that was a switch. Wait a second.
Oh fuck. Don't look at that.
Interesting.
Don't look at that. That's not there.
Very interesting.
He put that in. That's CGI.
Damn, we fell
For
off.
every £1, you get $121, and for every 10, he just made a joke. I'm sure he did. Let me rewatch it just to be sure. For every £1, you get $121. He did. He did. So essentially, the joke here is that the exchange rate, at least at this time, was £1 sterling to $1.21. But what the handsome man at the top right is doing is he's being silly. There's a decimal point in between the 1 and the 2, the first 1 and the first 2 in the United States dollar. He's choosing to ignore it for comedy purposes. He's pretending it's not there so that he can make a funny gag about the comedic exchange rate, which is much more exaggerated than it actually, than it is in real life in actuality. I think anyway. That's how I interpret it. Let me know in the comments if you agree. You get 826,928 Great British pounds. He's done it again. You get 8. Let's freeze on that. He's ignored the decimal point again. I think he's doing it intentionally again, but he could just be stupid. That quite clearly is 8.26928 Great British pounds, which means roughly 8.25 Great British pounds. However, what he's doing is he's reading it as if it's a 6-digit number without a decimal point, which would make it in the 100,000s, which is, again, I'm pretty sure for comedy, but let me know what you think. 928 Great British pounds. Bradley likes that one.
This guy's smart.
Pound. in. I'm not sure if Bradley's getting the joke yet. He seems to be a little bit slow. Because what he's just done is called the handsome man at the top right of the screen smart. And, well, from what I can tell, he's not that. Let's just have another look.
That's smart.
Pound. Yeah, he definitely said that. Bradley, if you happen to be watching this, I know, you know, I'm a very big YouTuber, so I'm sure that you will. Please let me know what made you say that, because you're clearly wrong. And, I'd just like to know what was going through your head as you said that.
Huh. Huh.
Blimey.
Look, we fell off. We used to be so good. Now look at us. Just in a month. Oh.
The United States. I think what's happened here is the guy in the video is well, that's obviously something he's recently searched. You can see by the little symbol of the clock. And what I imagine has happened here is he's maybe embarrassed or ashamed of what he searched and is therefore hiding it from you. Now, I don't condone this personally. I think keeping secrets is bad and you should always be honest. Yeah, what he's done here is just simply out of order in my opinion. I won't stand for that. With a $17.734 $17 $17.734 $17.734 trillion GDP. So I think what he's trying to do there is he's reading this number, which is clearly $17.734 trillion. Now, I've never met this man, but I can understand that, you know, some people are just maybe not quite at the level where you'd like to be, and so I can totally empathize with the fact that he is a little bit, you know, stupid. And honestly, I feel bad for him. You know, I wish him all the best, and I hope that one day he can learn to read that number properly, because yeah, that's gotta suck, man. That's you know, I really do empathize with him. Monaco is the richest country in the world when measured by GDP per capita.
Flashbangs.
Burundi.
What is this, Vsauce?
That is a good point that Bradley makes there, is in an alternate universe where there were other YouTubers, there was one called Vsauce, who was an old bald man who would sort of just explain things for fun. Let's continue the video. What in the city skylines are these streets? Like, what the hell is this? That is... It's brilliant. I actually have some intel about this one. So it's brilliant that Bradley reacts in the way that he does there to this part, because I actually know from my inside sources that this handsome man in the top right said the city skylines joke with Bradley in mind, knowing that he'd react exactly like that. So the fact that he did was yeah, that was really good. That actually that made him a lot of money. That made him a lot of money. So you're doing God's work, Bradley. Thank you. Football? No way. So again with the searches, I mean, there's only so much a man can take, and I won't take that. That crosses a line for me. I must admit that's not on. I will be I'll be making a phone call after I've watched this video. That's for sure. Why is it called that? No, see, I want to back this point actually. In my opinion, and I'm sure the handsome man in the top right and the one in the bottom left as well would agree with me. That is a stupid name for a football stadium. But not only a stupid name for a stadium generally, but the biggest stadium in the world by capacity. I mean, come on. That just doesn't seem fair. What a waste of a stadium name. I mean, Rungrado. What does that mean? And then 1st of May? So what? You only get to use this stadium one day a year? Well, what a waste of money and infrastructure. You could have donated that, and you chose not to. That's selfish. I wouldn't necessarily say it crosses the line in the same way that the blurring the search history does, but there's levels to this business, and that's up there. Sorry, that looks tiny compared to the new camp. That's not. this possibly needs an explanation. So, for those of you who don't understand this part, the picture on screen here is the Runggrado 1st of May Stadium in Pyongyang. That stadium is the biggest stadium in the world by capacity, and this image here, which you can just about see, is the Nou Camp in Barcelona. I think what the handsome man in the top right is trying to imply is that he believes that the stadium on screen here is, or at least looks, significantly bigger than the one shown prior, to which I can only agree. I mean, this stadium looks far more impressive. That looks tiny compared to the Nou Camp. That's not just me, right? Oh, did you hear that? That doesn't look any. We have reached the segment in Bradley's video where his audio starts fucking up. I have a glass of Merlot here. If you are over the legal drinking age, if you'd care to join me, I'm going to finish my drink. If you are under the legal drinking age, your parents keep the good stuff on the top shelf.
It's an Olympic stadium, from the looks of things. Unless the Olympic stadium wasn't, I don't know.
Bradley's confused. Nearly missed it. At 592,800 square kilometers, Madagascar is the world's second largest island country after Indonesia.
Neat.
I have to agree with Bradley on that one. That is quite neat. Oh. Now this is probably my second favourite part of the video. Just watch this. I mean, I know which one I'm picking.
I didn't know.
Did you hear that? The comedic handsome man in the top right saying he knows which one he's picking. Now the joke there, for those of you who didn't get it, is you've got Madagascar, the country, the island, and Madagascar, the film, the sequel, Madagascar 2, the film. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the joke he's making there is that he would much rather pick Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa, the sequel to the original Madagascar film, over the country, which is just offensive. I mean, let's face it, that's just wrong. I think to say something like that is, well, it's ignorant, it's disrespectful, and I hope he watches that back, and he feels a deep sense of shame, because yeah, that's cruel. That crosses the line for sure. Well, there you have it. That was reactions to currency. I would like to think that everyone who watched this learned something. Just generally as an experience, there's nothing quite like watching a Bradley Inglis video. And I mean that wholeheartedly. There's no sarcasm behind that. Bradley is an absolutely lovely man. Please go and check out Bradley. His link will be in the description. He is genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met, and very funny as well. So yeah, go check him out for sure.